Once again, we have assembled to celebrate the Gambia's historic attainment of independence as a sovereign state. 56 years on today, we thank God for allowing us to continue the never-ending task of nation building. Together, we can look back with pride, satisfied that Gambian citizens themselves are ably managing the affairs of the nation, even though our pace of development could have been faster. Due to the pandemic, for instance, 2020 was not a normal year. With the new coronavirus variants spreading wider and faster, 2021 has not started well either. Nonetheless, it is a significant year for various reasons. First, it marks the end of our 3-year National Development Plan. Second, it is the target year to usher in the Third Republic. Third, it is the year to elect a president and mark the end of the current transition phase under my leadership. Despite all challenges, we should note that obstacles that tend to slow down progress can actually inspire us further and strengthen our determination to succeed. This was demonstrated as we confront the 2020 challenges, and we are more determined today than ever. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Gambia's attainment of political independence on 18 February 1965 was chiefly about sovereignty and self-determination. Globally, these ideals are reflected in the freedom people enjoy in order to lawfully pursue their interests, progress, and well-being. Our sovereignty should be measured, therefore, by the extent of our security as a nation, as individuals. This depends on how civil liberties and freedoms are guaranteed to fulfill the people's aspirations and the realization of their potential individually as members of a nation, family, and society. This realization guides my government's policies. As we celebrate our National Day, let us appreciate that political independence and national sovereignty are portrayed by the recognition, dignity, freedom, and self-determination of a people. Broader still, sovereignty is about self-rule through domestic policies and interdependence through foreign policies and cooperation. It does not imply isolation. In this regard, we must look inward as a nation to tap our resources and comparative advantages and look outward to supplement them and compensate our shortcomings. This is why bilateral relations and membership to multinational organizations are relevant government strategies worldwide. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, sovereignty as a key focus of this address entails government engagement in circumstances wherein the state and the people are one unified, solid entity. Within this framework, our identity as a nation is characterized by our cultures, which are informed by our individual beliefs, principles, and actions. How far we go and how high the Gambian flag flies depend on how united we are and how closely we work together towards attaining our national targets. Significantly, our political affiliations and choices determine our development trends, and our determination, diligence, and economic status drive our development activities. Distinguished personalities, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, working with the various arms of government and the security sector, my administration will continue to defend the sovereignty of the country and protect the freedoms and liberties of the people. On the other hand, we encourage all Gambian citizens to make use of those liberties to exploit the existing opportunities, promote positive socio-political values, and engage in activities that enhance national development. Linked to democracy, our national vision is informed by the hopes, aspirations, and will of the people. Hence, my government objectives is to all forms of injustice. My government objects to all forms of injustice and oppression, as reflected in our decisions and actions. Crucially, we are a government that has the passion and commitment to transform our thoughts and ideals in reality through policies, programs, and projects. Constitutionally, I am mandated to listen to the people, which is the essence of the annual Meet the People tour. The feedback from the last tour was quite positive and inspiring. Thus, we will continue to listen and exhibit the will and integrity to act rightly. Ladies and gentlemen, let me reassure you all that my government is steadfast and confident of delivering on our promises. So let us muster our collective will as agents of change and progress to continue the development and democratic transformation of our institutions and society, while resisting division and injustice. Together, let us remain civil and tolerant, socially and politically. If we coexist in peace and harmony, we will excel as a united force, which is the basis of success. The Gambia's international ratings in various areas of life are impressive and are improving year by year. We will remain focused, conscious that we have a vision to realize, a mission to fulfill, policies, programs, and projects to deliver, and the will to act and stay resolute. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in a democracy, the government plans, reacts, and acts in the interest and on behalf of the people, but not the influential few only. Where there is divergence, the voice of the majority should prevail, no matter how powerful the minority may appear to be. It is now clear that my government adheres strictly to universal democratic principles and values. This underlies the institutions we seek to strengthen, the goals we set, the programs we implement, and the manner our governance structures are fashioned and programmed to operate. It should be noted, however, that democratic principles should guide governments as well as individuals, families, institutions, and organizations. In the process, we must accept each citizen as an independent person entitled to free choice and voice once they do not violate the law and the noble values we hold as a people. The 2021 presidential election provides an opportunity for all Gambians to display political prudence and discipline bound by democratic values. Our government has been prepared adequately by the experience gathered over the past years to meet the people's expectations. We know where the needs of the people are greatest, how painful it is to live in an underdeveloped country, how bitter it is to be marginalized, and how unjust it is to be deprived of our rights and forced to accept what is not in our best interests. As always, I plead for national unity, reconciliation, and tolerance. The true Gambian nature is marked by warmth, sympathy, generosity, and willingness to support one another. Let us apply these values wherever we may be. For the good of all, we need to give a new meaning to national independence through our relationships, interaction, and service to the nation within the framework of good governance, speedy development, and peaceful coexistence in a nation and government for all citizens. The time has come for us to courageously look into the future with optimism, accept one another, park our differences, and find ways of working together in the national interest. We have witnessed how partisan politics and conflicts pull people apart and undermine the power and glory of nations, no matter how great they may be. Not even the most powerful are spared of division if the law is not upheld. The lesson is that the law guarantees the mandate of governments and the rights of the people. Therefore, let us work together to achieve our development goals and desire for national unity. Boys and girls, my mandate as president compels me to focus on the national picture in whatever we do, while being mindful of the concerns of the individuals, communities, diverse groups that form our society. As a result, my administration believes that we should have smart citizens who are soundly educated, sufficiently enlightened, duly exposed, relevantly experienced, and adequately empowered with the necessary expertise and skills to constitute quality resource base for development. Education will continue, therefore, to be a national priority, and opportunities will remain endless for all children and youths to exploit. Our target is to maintain a robust education system that delivers results based on the needs of the learners and stakeholders. I advise you boys and girls to be ambitious. Learn to search for knowledge and utilize it to the advantage of society as a whole. Reject drugs, crime, ethnic rivalry, and all vices that are harmful and obstacle to your well-being and those around you. Condemn violence and division, embrace the nation, and strive to be useful and law-abiding patriots. The future is for you to shape, and now is the time to think about how you want to live in it. Getting it right today means succeeding tomorrow. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, with much honor, I thank all those within government, especially the cabinet members and their staff, our representatives around the world, the institutions, corporate bodies, religious leaders, civil society organizations, and every law-abiding citizen and resident of the Gambia for your support and cooperation. I also register deep gratitude to our international friends and partners for supporting the development and welfare of our people and nation. On behalf of all Gambians, I commend the school children and their parents and teachers, the education sector personnel. I thank all those present for adding grace to the occasion. To the participants and organizers of the event, we say, well done, and I thank you very much. Finally, I congratulate every Gambian on this solemn occasion. But as we celebrate, let us remember the health regulations and protect ourselves and those around us by wearing a proper mask and sanitizing our hands often. God bless the Gambia. God bless us all. I thank you for your attention.
That is His Excellency President Adama Barrow's statement on the 56th Independence Anniversary of the Republic of the Gambia. We now come to the end of the parade and the Independence celebration of the 56th anniversary. And as the President gets seated, we will allow him to
short one. As always, it's not a long celebration, and His Excellency's speech was short as well, and to highlight some of the things that he said, Barrow of course underscored the importance and the need for every country to have their independence. Like he said, we know how sad it is to have an outsider to be steering the affairs of your own country and making decisions for you, decisions that you can take for your own self. Now, of course, Barrow also pleads for national unity, and I think that this message was timely, considering how rowdy the political climate is in the country right now. Of course, he also urges Gambians to follow the health regulations, as we all know that this celebration came at a time when the whole world is grappling with the coronavirus pandemic. In short, these are some of the things that he highlighted. Lamin is not here today, but like we said earlier on in the program, just before we sat here today, we interviewed some politicians, political leaders, including Ousseynou Dabo, Musa Yali Bachili of the Gambia Action Party, and of course we have the Honorable O.J. Jallow, who of course was part of the founding members, as he played a key role in Jawara's government as the youngest Minister of Agriculture. We spoke to some of them, and we are going to play some of those interviews.
Thank you, Gambia Police Band. Thank you, teachers. Thank you, students. Thank you, everybody. Invited guests, you are all thanked for coming here. Thank you.
Welcome back. Well, I think that's a wrap of today's independence celebration. But like I said, we did some side interviews before this program today. One of those people is OJ Jallow, a founding member of the PPP and someone who's worked with Sado Kairaba Jawara, the founding father or one of the founding fathers of Gambia's independence. Let's go with OJ's interview to go back to history of what happened in 1965.
Ogoje, thank you for speaking to us there. So, this is independence. This is something that is very important to this country. As someone who was there, what can you tell us? What are some of the things that you remember about independence?
Well, thank you very much, Lamin Jai, for coming again to interview me, particularly on this very, very important issue of Gambia's independence. First and foremost, the first important thing that I remember about independence is that I was lucky as a Form 5B student in St. Augustine's to be chosen to be part of the students that are going to sing the national anthem when they were bringing down the Union Jack and putting up the Gambian flag on the 18th of February 1965. I think